Happy Saturday, everyone. Let me tell you all a little story time. And what brought this up, I was on Facebook just now and I saw this wonderful lady, and she's going to see this and she's going to know I'm talking about her. But I saw her celebrating her son. I believe he's in the army. When that young man was in the 8th grade, I taught him at DPA. And he would go home and complain to his parents about me, right? Because I'm the kind of teacher who is very passionate about the field. I call it the business of teaching and learning. And so I am 100% there for my students. And my priority is to not only teach them language arts, but to teach them life skills. Because when they get out of the cocoon of the halls of a school, they have a real world to live in. A real world where there are expectations that they have to abide by. And part of my responsibility and part of the responsibility of a school is to get them prepared for that. And so I love to ensure that the students know that, look, I am here for you, but there's a part that you must play. And even if nobody else has ever taught you, even if nobody else has made you aware that, look, when you get out there, this isn't gonna be just your parents who love you so much sheltering you. It's going to be expectations from whether it be instructors if you decide to pursue post-secondary education. It's gonna be people who you have to work with on the job. Even if you choose to become an entrepreneur, there are going to be rules and regulations that you have to abide by. There's going to be accountability and responsibility that you need to exercise, right? So anyway, this wonderful young man, you know, most students, if they can get away with having it their way, which is not do much, if anything, and still pass, that's what they're going to do. But that's okay. That's not an issue. Children live what they learn, right? And so he would go home and he would complain, right? A lot of them, they like to say you're picking on them. It's my pleasure to pick on every student if picking on you means ensuring that while I'm doing my part, you're doing your part as well to the best of your ability. Same thing I'm doing to the best of my ability. He would go home and he would complain to his parents, and the parents asked for a conference, of course. In fact, I would love more than a conference. I have an open door policy. And what I would love is for parents to be able to pop on by, pop up. You know, and I like to tell them, don't tell them your business, just pop up, because you might be surprised, right? And so I was very excited to meet with the parents, as I always am. I'm a mother myself. And every parent should be invested enough to want to talk to the teacher if there's something that some reason that they need to protect their child. 100%, of course. And so the parents came because he had told the parents that I can't understand her, right? And some of them will do that, of course. English is the official language of Jamaica. I have an accent, but so do many people. I love my accent. I speak English and I do it well, right? And so told the parents, I can't understand her. Baby, the parents came, I'll never forget. I don't think we even ended up sitting down for a meeting. This is a shout out to those parents. Black woman, white gentleman. And they came, and I came from my classroom, and we greeted each other. And the office people sent for the wonderful young man. I look at him today when his mother posts him, and every time my heart is full. So excited for him, and I always whisper a prayer right then for the blessings of God to be upon him, because he wasn't a bad boy at all. Most students aren't. You know, wonderful young man, very polite, beautiful smile, tall. I would have to look up at him. Wonderful boy, didn't give any trouble, but wasn't really doing his work. That is common. Well, I opened my mouth when I greeted those parents, and baby, when that young man came down, they had no more words for me. None of them. They said, I thought you said you couldn't understand her. She speaks English. I can understand her. They looked at that young man and they say, you will stay in her class. You will not leave her class, and you will do your work. Not another ounce of an issue. Shout out, lady. Shout out, gentlemen. You know who you are. And I just love that for parents. I love it. It made me think of another parent. Same school. And these are rare, right? Rare. No, I shouldn't say that. Not very rare, but kind of rare. Another parent. No, this one is rare. This one for sure is rare. I got a phone call from this parent. So I was teaching this young man. Brilliant young man. Hungry for knowledge. Top tier work ethic. Straight A's except for English. Oh, why me? Why Miss Curry? But he was making an A, but he wasn't making 100. Made 100 in everything else. You know how that's gonna look. Lord have mercy. Here comes the Jamaican teacher. She's just too hard. This child has never not made straight hundreds. Meanwhile, the child has also never done 8th grade English, but nobody thinks about that. Anyhow, so the young man must have gone home and told his parents how he loves the class because it's the only class that gives him any kind of challenge. Well, it was time for report card, and so he made a 90 something because he's brilliant. I was very impressed by him, and I told him that because I always praise my students. I'm going to tell them the truth, but I'm not going to hold up from the praises either. Every progress, every step of the way, I'm going to let them know you're doing it. I'm proud of you, and you're going to keep on doing it, and there's nothing that I'm not going to be willing to do to help you. Darling, that lady asked to talk to me. She said, I must meet you to thank you. A parent is thanking a teacher for her student, her child, her baby, not having 100 when everybody else has given, because we don't give grades. Students earn grades. How is that? The lady said to me, Miss Curry, I want to thank you. You see, she said, both my husband and I have earned doctorates, and our son would like to do the same when he gets to that point in his life. And we understand that he's not being challenged right now, but he will be challenged later on. We understand that making all A's when you're not being challenged, because your competition really, to be totally honest, isn't working, means nothing. And so we want to thank you. We want you to know that our son loves you, looks forward to your class every single day, and we want you to continue to challenge our son, and in fact challenge him a little bit more, please, because we understand that that is going to help him. Lord, have mercy. I said, Lord, have mercy. I really need to look up that young man to see where he is today. These students graduated. They would be 2025, year of 2025 graduates. And, you know, looking at this mother and her son, it just reminded me of those two stories. And this is why we teach. We teach to make a difference. We teach because we understand that the business of teaching and learning is an important business. We teach because this is our opportunity to contribute to society. God bless.